Hello, all of my crafty friends. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today, Pretty Pink Craft Room. It's been a while since I've posted a video. I was sick for a little while, and then I had my granddaughter with me for several days, so I wasn't able to film any new projects, but I'm back today with a new project and a new tutorial video. This project is a simple journal that I created using some more of those fall papers. Just a single signature journal, nothing too complex. It's just a full journal here. I'll flip through it so you can see inside. And again, like I said, it only has one signature, some coffee dye paper, some lined paper, pretty fall scenery inside. All of that goodness is there for journaling. It would be a really good, just a simple fall journal, just to keep some thoughts about the fall season and what it means to you, or some daily inspirational thoughts, or even a gratitude journal it could be used for too. So that would be cool. But today's video is we are going to create 10 different pocket styles for this small journal. So we are going to fill this journal with different types of pockets on different pages, just the different styles of what we can use. There are so many different styles of pockets. This is not even the beginning or the end or an exhaustive list. There's so much out there, but I didn't want to make the video too long, but I still thought that we could get some good quality pockets of different styles in here with just using 10 of them. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and get started so that I don't make the video too long. We'll go ahead and get started with our first pocket style. And our first pocket style is just a simple standard pocket. I've done some pre-cutting to kind of move the video along a little bit, but I will explain as we go along as well. So our first pocket style, like I said, is just a standard pocket. So it's just a pocket that you cut to the size that you want it. You cut it to the depth you want it. You cut it to the width that you wanted. And then you just score on 3 sides, fold that under, and it creates a pocket for you here. What I've done on this pocket that's a little bit different is I've just used my paper punch, my edge border punch, to create just a little style here, to add a little more interest to this pocket instead of the standard cut across. So I figured I would go ahead and lay this pocket here, and this would be my first pocket. So that's pocket number 1. For pocket number 2, we're going to just take that same pocket and add a little bit to it. So I've taken a simple 3x3 piece of cardstock, split it in half, and I'm going to actually add that at the bottom of this pocket. So now we have not only the top pocket, but we have this layered triangle side pocket at the end, at the bottom of the pocket too, which makes it for another type of pocket for the project as well. So let's go ahead and glue that down. So I've just added glue on these 3 edges here, and I'm going to place my pocket where I want it to sit on my page here. I think that's pretty straight. I didn't take it to the edge of the page. Of course, that's something if you'd like to do, you can certainly do that. I just wanted to leave a little bit of a border around it, so I didn't take it to the edge there. And then for these 2 triangle pieces that, again, we just did a 3x3 square and cut down the middle, we're going to add those to the bottom of the page here by just gluing that on 2 sides. Okay, so that's one down, and then let's do the other Perfect. Okay, so now you have two different pockets. Here you have your, okay, so again, I let the glue dry a little bit so that I could show you all, but you have a pocket up top here, and then you have the pockets here on the side. So that's pocket number 1 and pocket number 2. So now let's move on to pocket number 3. Okay, so we're on pocket style number 3, and I've just taken a simple piece of paper that measures about 6 by 6, and it's a simple fold style pocket. It creates a diamond angled pocket for a corner of your page, and you guys have certainly seen this with many different YouTube creators. I've seen it on Pinterest as well, but in case you haven't seen it, I'll show you the folding method of it. So whatever you want to face to the front is what you want to face down as you create these folds, and you can see I've already folded it. I just unfolded it, and then I'm gonna just fold it back again so you can see it. So you take one corner of your page and you're going to fold it up, and you're going to let it create a border around here. So you're not folding all the way to the edge, you're just folding leaving about 1/4 of an inch border around that fold. And so then once you've made that fold, then you want to take another edge and fold it again against itself, and you want to try your best to make this border and this second border mirror itself. So I've kind of done it the best I could to make it as even as possible, but as I said, it's a free form folding, so you may get a little off, and that's okay. That is perfectly fine. So you can see that you've already created pockets in several locations, and all we're going to do now is we're just going to cut these corners off to create that diamond look. So I'll grab my scissors here, and this is just eyeballing too. I'm just going to cut from one corner of it inward, and you can see that creates a diamond there. I think I'm going to cut just a little bit off, a little bit more off, so I can take away some of that white. Okay, so I just cut that edge off there and then create the diamond. Okay, so I did cut off 2 edges here, and it creates this diamond shape. As you guys probably would know, I didn't cut them evenly, and so I had to kind of work with it a little bit to make sure that it was even on both sides. If you're like me and can't seem to cut things evenly, simple trick is to fold it in half and then line it up and make sure both of your sides are even. But most people can eyeball that and make it even, so that you may be one of those who can do that too. So just to glue it down, I'm going to add glue here on this edge. Just a small bead of glue there to seal that pocket up. Make sure it stays even. Try to get it to seal for a little bit. So now you can see that you have a pocket here inside, and there's a pocket. There's actually another pocket inside here too that you can decide to either seal down or leave it open. I'm going to try it open and just leave it the way it is, but that creates another pocket. So there's one, then there's a pocket behind it, and then there's another pocket here. And if you leave this open and not glue it all the way down to your page, that creates another pocket. So it could potentially be 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets on your page like that. And then here on the side, you should go ahead and glue those edges down too, just to make the pocket be a little more secure as well. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here. Get in focus. And then a little bit of glue on this side as well. Okay, so I'm going to bring my project back in, and you'll see how this goes down on the project like so, on a corner of wherever you'd like to place it, and now you have a space here for adding things. So I'm just going to glue onto 2 sides so that my back stays open too, and I can still add more things on the side there too. So I just glued on this side and the bottom. Now line that up on my page. perfect. So that is our third pocket here. So let's now move on to our fourth pocket. Okay, so our fourth and fifth pockets involve circle punches. So you may have a circle punch like this. The size is all about preference. Whatever you prefer to use, you can use. I also have dies that are circles, and so because I wanted mine of a particular size, I used a die. So you could choose to just put this on, make this your pocket. That's pocket number 4. You just make a circle pocket. But I'm going to also show you number 5. Pocket style number 5 is a double circle pocket, and there's 2 ways that we can do that too. So this is number 4, just creating a basic circle pocket. You could decorate this, but then just leave the back open, and then you have a pocket to insert different things in. You may choose to call it a tuck spot, or it could just be a pocket too. You can make it in the center of your page, you can make it to the right, to the left, however you choose to do it. I'm going to bring mine to the bottom, and I'm going to make this a double circle pocket. So I'm going to move to number 5 style, which is a double circle pocket. So I'm leaving that there, and I'm going to take a circle that is of the exact same size as this one, and I'm just going to simply fold it in half. So I'm just folding it in half. I didn't even use the scoreboard. I just folded it and then pressed it together. And I'm just going to add that to the bottom of my circle. And now I have 2 pockets. So I have a pocket behind and I have a pocket inside here. And that creates a double circle pocket for me. So let's glue that down. I'll start by gluing the half circle first. And just line that up best you can to the bottom of the first circle and try to make that even. Okay, perfect. Now this part here, this flap, is still open. You could choose to glue that entire flap down, or you could choose to just glue the middle and insert little things on inside these little spaces here. So you could glue this center closed and leave this open on the side, and you have some tuck spots there. So I'm just going to leave it right now as it is because I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it. And I'm just going to glue this bottom edge down to make that part of my paper. So I'm just gluing just the bottom portion, and then I'm going to attach that to my page. So I've left this part open so that I can insert things in there, and I have a pocket down here that I can use as well. So that's number 4, and number 5 are circle pockets. So I wanted to show you another way that you could do this with a circle punch as well. So you could also take 2 circles that are of contrasting size, or one is smaller than the other, and you could bring them together in this way. No folding. It's just one is larger than the other, and you could create a circle pocket there, another pocket here, and a pocket behind here. So I'll glue that together so that you could see it. So again, I'm just applying glue to the bottom, and then I'm going to take my larger circle and just add the smaller one on top of it. Center it best I can. It kind of makes concentric circles there. And now you have a pocket behind, and you have a pocket here, and no folding is required, and you just added 2 circles there. So that is pocket number 4 and 5. So let's move on to pocket number 6. Okay, so pocket style number 6 is a floating pocket, and it is pretty much floating because it's not securely glued down flat to a page. It actually is free flowing and flapping between the pages. So I'll show you more of what that looks like. So I've taken a piece of paper that is measured at 4 by 6, and these measurements you would have to adjust to the size of the page that you want your pocket to be attached to. I'll show you how it looks in my book, but of course you can adjust it to how you want. The technique remains the same no matter what size paper that you use. You can still use the same technique. So again, mine is measured at 4 by 6, and I have scored it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. I just needed to make sure I left a little half flap here to secure onto the page. So when I turned it over, I inked some of it so that that stark white wouldn't be showing through. But all we're going to do is we're going to glue this against each other. We're just going to apply glue here on the side and at the bottom to secure this as a pocket. A thin bead of glue, just applied it on the side and on the bottom, and then I will go ahead and secure that down. And then at this point, you also may want to notch your pocket. Try to find your center. I think that's about it. And I'm just going to notch it. And then ink a little bit in that notch so that that stark white is not just glaring at me. Okay. So I've secured this pocket, it's open in the front, and then I still have this flap. So now if I bring my book, my journal back in, I found a page here that I'm going to attach it to, and I'm just going to attach it here, just attaching that flap down and leaving this as a floating mechanism between the pages. So that's what we mean by a floating pocket. It just floats between the pages. It's not glued down flat to the page. So I'm just going to attach it here onto the page there. So I'll apply glue on the back here. And just attach that down. Line that up straight. Oops. Moved it just a tad. Now it should be straight on there. Okay. Okay, so now you can see it's onto that page and it flaps between the two. Now for this side, I don't prefer to leave this open, so I would take another sheet of paper and cover it and create another pocket on this angle, this side. So this pocket, or this small piece of paper, just measures 3 1/4 by 4. So I am just going to add that here as another pocket and just cut a notch here and just add the glue on those two sides, or the 3 sides, excuse me, to make the pocket here. So let me just notch it. Some of that white from showing so much, and I'm just going to cover up that flap that we previously glued down, attach this to the page, and create another pocket here. Now that is, again, completely optional. It's just something I would do so that I don't see that flap that's glued down there. And I'm just lining that up with all the pages, making sure it all lines up together. Let the glue settle in there a little bit, let it dry. Perfect. Now I did measure this page so that it created a little layering effect here. You don't have to do that either. The bottom sheet you could make just the same size as the front sheet, or as the front flap. You could make it the same size. I just made mine a little bit bigger to add some more interest to the page and create another layer there too. You could also choose to leave this part open, and then you'd have more space to add maybe a bigger tag, or a fold out page, a booklet, something like that. I went ahead and glued all 3 sides of mine down. So I just have this opening. Oh, that's not dry yet. Let me let it dry. I have this opening here, and then I have this opening here with this pocket that floats between the pages. So that's pocket style number 6, and it's with the bonus of an extra pocket added on there too. Okay, so let's go to pocket style number 7, and that's pretty much a tiered pocket. And this is, again, also about preference. So many of these projects include elements that are basically what you choose and what you like and what you like to see on your page. So this is that too. So I basically just cut 3 sheets, or 3 panels that measure 2 by 3.5. They pretty much measure the same, but they don't have to. You can make one pocket bigger than the other. You can make them gradually bigger, gradually smaller, however you choose. You can do that. I lined them up at the edge here and cut the notch so that I could be sure that the notch would be at the same place. And basically, I'm just going to put them onto my page. I found a page I want to put them on, and I'm just going to stagger them on top of each other. Now, most times when mini crafters do these, they layer them so that they're on top of each other in that fashion. I am choosing not to do that because this is actually creating a running scene that I want to kind of keep that look, and overlapping them will not allow me to keep that look. So I'm going to space them just a tiny bit so that when you look at it, you can see that it's one big scene happening all across with the pockets. But again, you don't have to do that. You can put them on top of each other and layer them in that way, but it still creates the tiered pocket look too. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down to my page. Okay, so we've gotten this down to our page, and I apologize. I mistakenly pressed pause on my video while I was gluing this down to the page. I didn't mean to do that, but I think you guys kind of got the understanding of what we were doing. I just glued it on the 3 sides and staggered them to create the 3 tiers of pockets. I just didn't glue them on top of each other as you would normally do with a tiered pocket, because I wanted to keep this kind of running scene going all the way through the picture there, so you can kind of see that that's one big scene with the mushrooms there. So that is our pocket number 7. Now let's move on to our pocket number 8. Okay, so our pocket number 8 is a side pocket with a notch wide opening. I did this on a different project, and someone in the comments said that they would have preferred if I showed how I did this. So I'm going to add this into the pocket selection of the ones that we're doing for this journal. So basically, I have taken a sheet that is 2 3/4 by 8, and I scored at 1/2 inch on each side. Now I know normally with a pocket we would also score the bottom here, but because of where I'm positioning it in my journal, I didn't think that was necessary. So I'm going to leave this without an extra flap or an extra hinge here, and just add the hinges on the side here. And so I did that. I scored it 1/2 inch on each side, and so now I'm going to notch it in 2 places. And this again is all about preference. So it's all about how wide you want the notch to be, where you want it to be positioned at. You can have it in the middle, the side, the bottom, however you like. But I'll just show you where I am going to position mine. So I'm going to start here towards the edge, and then notch once, and then decide where else, how wide I want my opening to be, and notch again. So now you can see I've notched twice, and I've created this this mountain in the middle, and all I'm going to do is cut that out, and then it creates that pocket opening from those notches. So you could also just use a circle punch. You don't have to create it this way, but I just wanted to demonstrate it because I had someone in the comment that requested that I do that. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut this middle portion out, and I'll show you where I will put this in my journal. And I will try to cut this as even as possible on camera. Might have to clean it up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean that up a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. Oh yeah, that sounds perfect. I'm just gonna ink this a little bit so that the white is not so stark. Okay, so by cutting the middle out there, I've created this wide gap opening in my pocket. Instead of just using a basic circle opening, I've actually added this extra to it. So now I have chosen this spot in my journal that I'm going to affix it down, and so I would just glue down the 3 sides and then attach it to my journal. So I'll do that now. Okay, so we will add that to the journal here. Perfect. And that becomes our side pocket with the notch opening there. And that is pocket number 8. So now let's move on to pocket number 9. Pocket style number 9 is a window pocket. And we're going to use a little acetate to create a window, and we're going to use our circle punch also to create it. So I have cut a piece of paper, and this is just a regular piece of paper, cardstock, that kind of matched the design of the project. And this paper measures 2.5 by 4. It's just that paper. And then I created a second layer to go on top of this paper, and this page measures 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. So I wanted to just keep that border all around it and just have the paper design be there just a little bit smaller than it. So I'm going to take this sheet of paper and just take my circle punch, decide where I want it to be, where I want my circle opening to be. And I think I want it down here. So I'm just going to insert this into my circle punch, try to center it as best I can. I think that's about centered. And then I will punch that out. Kind of centered, not all the way centered, but a little bit. I think I may try to do that again. But you can see how it creates the opening there. That's going to be our window, our circle window. So you can take a simple paper punch to create a window of any shape. It could be a square, it could be a circle, it could be a circle with ridges on it. Just use whatever you have to create that appearance for that circle. Okay. So now you're going to need the acetate. Now, I will say that don't follow my method in using the acetate, because I was going quickly and I used glue when you should actually use some kind of score tape. You can use like 1/8 of an inch score tape all the way around to make it look a lot better than this. So I wanted to give you that disclosure before I showed it to you. So this is mine. So I just cut 2 sheets of acetate paper, and I took what embellishments I wanted in the center and just sandwiched them between the 2 pieces of paper, glued it to the back acetate, sandwiched another acetate on top, and then created this. And so you can see how the glue bleeds into the acetate. So again, do not use glue for this. I would recommend that you use some type of score tape, some 1/8 of an inch score tape all the way around would probably, or would definitely work a lot better than what I've done here. So nevertheless, moving on, we're just going to add that to the back of our previously cut paper and then back it onto that paper. And now you can see how you've created this window. I'm trying to stay away from that glare if I possibly can. Now you can see how you've created this window into this, and then you just have a pocket here, but it also has this added aesthetic of having a little window there with some ephemera inside there. So I'm just going to glue these on together and then we'll attach them to our page. So now I have affixed this pocket number 9, the window pocket, onto a page, and you can see how it has just that opening, that circle opening, that window, and the pocket has an opening up top that I can insert something in there. And then you could also, instead of acetate, I've seen people use lace here in that opening, that circle punch opening or whatever design opening you use. You can also use lace there instead of using ephemera. So that's another option of what you could do with the window pocket. So now let's move on to our final pocket, pocket number 10. We are now on pocket number 10, and this is a flip out pocket. So to design this pocket, what I've done is I've made a base page that is going to be affixed to the journal, but this base page measures 4 1/4 by 6, and that is no scoring on that, just going to use that. And then we're going to create 3 pockets that flip and flop over this page. So this bottom one, it measures, it has 2 pieces. I should start off by saying, I don't want to confuse you. Let me start off by saying it has 2 pieces. The top piece measures 2 by 4. So this is just a 2 by 4 piece of paper. Then underneath, this page measures 2 by 4 1/2. And then I have scored it at 1/2 inch on this side. So this affixes onto that bottom piece, and you have this flap here that will be used to attach to this page. So by applying glue on 3 sides of this smaller panel and attaching it, you create a top loading pocket. So let's do that. So again, I'm just affixing glue to three sides. I want to make sure I affix it to the right 3 sides and not glue the pocket shut. And then I take my larger piece that has the scored flap, and I'm just going to attach the 2, making sure I don't go over that score line because I need these pockets to fold and flip back and forth. So now you can see that I've just attached the glue, attached it with the glue, the top one and the bottom one, and I still have this flap here. So let's try that again with another pocket that's a little bit larger than this one. So that's the bottom pocket here. So now we're going to go to our middle pocket. And for my middle pocket, I have cut a piece of paper that is 3 by 4 1/4. And then I have a second piece that is 3 by 4 3/4. And then I've scored it at 1/2 inch. Now if you notice, my score lines are on different sides. That is dependent on which side you want your pages to flap from. So I want this one, this bottom pocket, to flap from the right, and this one to flap from the left. So that determines where I'm going to apply that score line. So I've applied it on the left hand side now. So I have this 1/2 inch panel here, and then I have my pocket. I'm affixing my top page to that back page, and then it will create a pocket by me gluing just 3 sides. So I will do that now. So again, I just want to make sure I line this up evenly, making sure I don't go over the score line here. And now I have another top loading pocket with a 1/2 inch flap that's free here, and that's going to affix onto my base page there. So now you can see how these are layering on top of each other, and they will create flips and flaps and things like that. So let's do our last one. And so I have 2 sheets here. This top one is measured at 3.5 by 4. And then the bottom one is 3.5 by 4.5. So you can see how we're just, depending on the size of your page, you can make the measurements. Just my apologies, my power went out there for a minute, but I'm back now. So we were on our final pocket for our flip out pockets. And as I mentioned, this one, the top portion measures 3.5 by 4, and the bottom measures 3.5 by 4.5, and then I have this little flap here. So I'm just going to follow the same pattern of gluing one on top of the other and leaving that flap as the opening there. And again, this flap is on the right hand side because that's where I want my pocket to be positioned, and to flap out from is from the right. So we'll go ahead and add that on here. Okay, perfect. So basically what you will be doing is you're going to take that base and then position your pockets as to how you want them to reside on that page. So I want that smallest pocket to be at the bottom, and then I want the middle pocket there, like so, and then I want my top pocket to be positioned like so. So once you affix it to the base page, they will flap from each side, each direction, and flap on top of each other. So the way you want to affix it onto the page is you want to glue this flap down to the base. So that's why, again, we created the base. We added the base here because I didn't want to affix this directly to my journal. I wanted to affix it to a base and then affix the base down. And this also allows you for the option of making the base a pocket if you so choose. You can make that base a pocket. So let me show you how I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to start from the bottom, and I'm just going to attach glue on the inside here, and then position it on the base where I want it. I think I wanted it a little higher. Just line it up to that score line, not crossing over that score line, but just making sure everything stays even. And then you're just attaching it to that base here, and now you see your pocket flips out like that. So now I'm going to do the second one and do the same process of adding glue on the inside of that flap. Then I want this one to overlap a little bit to the bottom pocket that we had already set there. So it's just overlapping a little bit, and that's again preference. You can position it exactly how you want it, but you can see now this one will flap over this way. Once it opens, then this one flaps over this way, and now we will affix our last one. Same process of adding glue to the inside of that flap and then positioning it onto the base page where you want it to be. Making sure it lines up how you want it, and I want mine to come down just a little bit, so let me retry this again because I wanted that base to kind of show a little bit too. Okay, there we go. I think that's evened out. Okay, so we've affixed all 3 of our pockets, so you can see now how hopefully that glue is a little bit dry. Yeah, hopefully it's a little bit dry there. Okay, so you can see it flips out this way, then this way, and then this way, and that is our pocket number 10. So I'm going to find a place to secure this to my book, and then we'll go over all of our pockets together. So I found this place that I wanted to attach our final pocket, and so I've put it onto the journal itself, and as you can see, again, this flips out like this, and so you have these little flip out pockets, and I will be covering this white space here. I don't want to leave that, so I will cover that, and I will have much more to decorate into this journal as well. But as you can see, it's already become a lot more chunkier than when we started today. So let's just review some of the pockets that we did together. So we originally had just this standard pocket. That was pocket number 1, and then number 2 is we added these 2 angle pockets here at the bottom that you can add additional things there. We also did pocket number 3 was this angle pocket that we cut in a diamond shape, and so that created pockets here, here, all there too. That was pocket number 3. Pocket number 4 was our circle pocket here, and then pocket number 5 was the double circle pocket where we added another one here. And don't forget that you could also choose to do the circle pocket in a different way by just making it more like concentric circles, not doing the fold down method, and you would have another pocket there too. So that was pocket number 4 and number 5. Number 6 was our floating pocket, which was this one. So we affixed that one, and it floats between the 2 pages, and then we also added another pocket on this side there as well too. So that was pocket number 6. Number 7 was our tiered pocket, and let me try to locate that one. Oh, here. So this is our tiered pocket. Again, you can layer these on top of each other. That's more commonly what the method is, and I just didn't do that with this one because I wanted to keep my scenery that I had for this particular design paper. So this is again pocket number 7, our tiered pocket. Pocket number 8 was our side pocket with the open notch outlet there that we added on here using our notch punch, but of course you can use whatever tools you have, including a circle punch. Pocket number 9 was our window pocket here where we added the acetate, we added some ephemera inside, and then there's a pocket inside there that we can use. Once again, don't be like me, don't use glue. Recommend you use the score tape for the acetate, otherwise it will bleed and it will expand as you put it together. So just a tip there. And then our last pocket, pocket number 10, was our flip out pocket. And this one just flips this way, and this way. So we attach that, and I know this kind of flips out. You can also choose to paper clip this down too. You can do a hidden paper clip and attach it to the page and keep it down that way. I think I might do that so that it doesn't, or you can add Velcro dots, whatever your preference is. You can do that for this page too. So I still have so much more decorating to do for this fall journal, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this little tutorial where we went over all these different pockets. Hopefully you found it useful. Maybe you have a favorite pocket that you like to use, or something that really stood out to you as something you want to try. Please feel free to give comments, suggestions. Feedback is always welcome. I'd love it if in the comments you guys told me which one was your favorite. That would be awesome. So until next time, thank you again so much for joining me today. See you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye.